They opened back in April of 2012 with 30 types of jelly. Fast forward to today, they still got those 30 types of jelly, but a whole lot more. Let's go check out Vela Farms.
When you think digital marketing, think Thrivefuel. Websites, social media marketing, advertising, and much more. Thrivefuel is professional digital marketing.
Welcome to Meet Victoria, where we'll get to know the people, businesses, and heroes that make this community special. I'm Caleb Shaw, owner of Shaw Realty and your host. Now let's go meet Victoria. Sara, thanks for having me.
Hi, Caleb. How are you? Welcome.
Wow.
This is our new spot. What do you
New
think?
is right. It does not look anything like what I was expecting or what your other place looked like.
Yeah, it's great.
You've done some work here, haven't you?
We have. It's been a long journey, but we're really happy with the outcome.
What do you think about giving me a tour?
Yeah, sure. Let's do it.
Outstanding. Let's go do this.
Okay.
All right, Miss Sara. So obviously you guys have done a ton of work at this new location and really kind of changed things around, but it looks like you've kind of just incorporated a whole new business model from the last store downtown. Tell me what your thought process on that was and kind of how we got to this today.
Well, in the environment of COVID, that really started everyone rethinking their whole business model. And one of the things that we did, we had the buffet downtown, which was well loved. It was time to retire it. The number one reasoning was that is because of the food waste involved in a restaurant. It's just very difficult. Food prices are rising. In a buffet, you may have 20 people come in one day and you may have 200 come in the next day. And there was a lot of waste. Changing our business model and actually putting the products in containers, it helped us in two ways. Number one, it cut food waste to almost zero. And then number two, it allowed us to concentrate on what we really love, which is meals around the table with your family.
Yes, ma'am.
So instead of having to make a meal, you can come in, pick up a home-cooked meal, take it home, and enjoy in 30 minutes or less sitting with your family. That gives you time to do homework, that gives you time to do a load of laundry if that needs, but it's really to help the moms have more time in their families when life is so hectic.
Yes, ma'am. Well, you know, it's funny you say that because my wife just the other day came by.
She did.
She was so excited because she came through and y'all got her good because she came over with a big old bag and it got me good because I ate most of that. But you know, she came through and the whole way home when she called me, she was like, that was so convenient.
Yeah.
It was nice to be able to walk in, and that's exactly, we came in that night, she grabbed some stuff, and then we sat around the table later and we ate. And it was nice, and it saved her the time because she'd been out running errands all day. She didn't have time to come make a big dinner. I was at rehearsal, and so it worked. But it doesn't feel like while a good hot buffet, I mean, sounds good, I don't feel like we're missing out here. As I was walking through here,
it's the exact same food.
That's what, and almost more options because on buffet day you got what was on the buffet that day, versus now I can walk through here and just start picking.
I think we've got about 40 different flavors and varieties. We've got different sizes too, Caleb. So one of the things that we were able to do is a meal, kind of like an old-fashioned TV dinner, where you pop it in the microwave, 2 vegetables and a main, which has been incredibly popular. But we've also got a smaller size for our elderly folks. A lot of times it's very hard to find something that, number one, they want to eat, and number two, that the portion size is small enough for an elderly person. As we age, we don't eat as much. And
when is that going to happen to me?
I'm having the same.
Okay, I was just wondering because I tend to be eating more, it seems like, so I just wanted to, I'm waiting on that to kick in for me.
Well, and I have a bakery case too, so you know I'm kind of in that.
Good point. But anyway, okay, sorry, I got distracted.
Smaller portions for folks, it's very hard to find anything that's a small enough portion and that is microwavable. My father went through dementia, and so we went through the phases before he passed away, and it was one of those things that I was trying to find something that he could cook for himself without having to turn the oven on and all of those type of things, you know, that come with that horrible disease. But the bright side is that we could find a small, you can get 2 or 3 different varieties, eat a bite or 2 here and there, put a lid on it, put it back in the refrigerator until you're ready for it again.
Yes, ma'am, and so you've got all that. I see the sweets.
We have
you
sweets.
still got your jelly. So my next question kind of leads me to, you guys doing this off in Timbuktu somewhere? Where you guys? Because this building or this side of it doesn't look all that huge, and so I'm kind of curious as to how all this magic happens right here and stuff.
So we've got a little bit of a secret that we've been hiding from everyone, and we took this space, and when we built out, we decided that we wanted a small, intimate retail space where we had a lot of variety, and we wanted to be able to offer bakery and coffee, which we'll get to later.
Yes, ma'am.
But we built a huge production kitchen, and it allowed us all to spread out, all to be compartmentalized. It's just wonderful. If you want, let's take a look.
And let's go take a peek. I want to see this. Let's go check it out. All right, Miss Sarah. Wow, that's kind of just where I'm going to start. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, that's beautiful. But this is kind of the hidden gem of this whole thing. It's like twice the size of the lobby out there. Tell me about this kitchen. This has to be some pride right here going on, because this is incredible. Tell me about what we have going on in here.
I love it. It is. It's a true sense of pride, and it's a hidden gem. You know, for different reasons, we can't let a lot of people back here. So that was one of the things we wanted to be able to show, is how we do this and where we do this, and that all of the food that we produced is produced here on site. It comes from this kitchen through that gray door out to the front. So it's as fresh as we can make it. And we're using the ingredients that we feel like are the best that we can get. And everything is done here, right here in this kitchen. And we're super proud of it.
And you should be. This is incredible. And you know, in addition to just the sheer size of this and the fact that
pretty big.
I wondered where everything came from. And I had no idea that this existed and you all were doing this. And the people you have doing it, this is a story in itself that I think is just incredible. Some of your young workers, some of your older workers are just spectacular. Tell me a little bit about that.
So one of the things that is, I have a servant's heart. I want to serve people. I want to take care of people. I have a mothering heart, and I want to make sure that if there is a way that I can incorporate anyone into our lives and make all of our lives better, that's what I want to do. And we were blessed to start working with the autism community many years ago, and so we knew that we were going to build this kitchen and that we were going to design this space. And one of the things that we wanted to do with this space was compartmentalize things to make it easier for our folks with autism to actually do the production. One of the challenges in the autism community, and just basically in the special needs community, is they graduate from high school and there's just not a lot of opportunities out there. And so one of the things that we wanted to do was, number one, capitalize on that workforce and be able to provide a safe working environment where we could increase their skills, we could bring a positive environment and keep them working lifelong. John's been with me over 8 years, Macy's been with me over 4 years, Matt's been with me 3 years. So when we hire someone in that capacity, we have in our hearts that they're going to be with us for the long term. And so whatever I can do to make their jobs easier and produce a better product, then that's what we do.
I think it's spectacular.
We love it.
That's awesome. What time is the kitchen open to get all this out? What time do you guys get here in the morning? I'm just curious.
Well, right now we're usually here 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we'll usually run 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
That's good.
We're working on our second shift. We've been blessed with enough business to look at a second shift. And then one of the things that we're talking about possibly doing in the very near future is opening 7 days a week. On this side of town, the love for us and the support has been just outstanding.
Good. Well, I know we're excited to have you, and I know with a kitchen like this, you're able to turn out all these different meals and really just have such a wide variety. But you didn't stop there. And one of the new additions to this new store, which some of these days I've been dragging, so it sounds really good, is you guys really wanted to take your coffee to the next level.
Yeah.
You think I can sneak over and learn a little bit about that also?
Let's go check out the coffee side.
Outstanding. Let's go do it.
Victory is the king of Kias. Isn't that right, Caroline?
That's no bull, Papa.
Just check out this all-new 2022 Kia Forte. It has standout styling, great fuel economy, and a lifetime powertrain warranty. And what do we do to the prices at Victory? Yes, to be the king of Kias, we're selling this new 2022 Kia Forte for just $179 a month. Remember, we're clobbering the competition at Victory Kia on the Navarro Motor Mile in Victoria.
Welcome to Furniture Warehouse Direct. I've got lots of furniture that we've just set back out. If you're needing something right away, come into the store, check it out. You can take right off the floor. We have Simmons Beauty Rest, Simmons Hybrid, and we have Simmons Beauty Rest Black. Our selection of bedroom sets right now, solid wood. We have some with self-closing drawers. We still carry a little bit of everything. We're budget friendly for every budget. We have financing options. We have leasing options. Check us out at FurnitureWarehouseDirect.com, and we're at 2110 John Stockbauer in Victoria, Texas. All
right, young lady, if you wouldn't mind, please introduce yourself and let me know what your role is up here.
So I'm Felicity Benavides. I'm actually the barista here. I love coffee. I come from a place where coffee is everywhere, probably like a coffee hut every 2.5 miles or less than that. So I've been drinking coffee since I was 8. Probably, we'll start there.
You know, when I first started with it, I did not like the taste of coffee. So it was that cheap, gross, instant coffee, tons of sugar, tons of creamer, everything I could do to put in it to make it not taste like coffee. As I've gotten a little bit older, though, I've learned that coffee doesn't have to suck. It can actually be pretty good and have some flavors, but there's a little bit of an art to it and some tricks. And so, would you mind kind of walking me through the magic a little bit and showing me how you can get all this goodness in a cup and not make it taste terrible?
That's actually one of the difficult things about coffee to actually do, so I can show you that.
Let's do this. Walk me through what you got. What is this big fancy setup you have going on right here?
This is the espresso machine. I'll go through an easy tutorial. So over here, this is my steam wand. I put my milk in here.
Okay.
I'll put my milk here, and I'll put it just above the line so I can get it to foam. And then I'll just set it there so it can do its work, and I'll come over here. It's my hot water, so if I have Americanos or anything that requires hot water, tea, and I'll just put something under there and I'll turn that one on. That's hot, don't touch it.
Yes, ma'am.
Black tip, black tip.
I'm paying attention, gotcha.
Just like over here, we have the wand and we'll use this and we'll go in and out from there. This is my favorite part. So this is what you use to put the coffee in.
Okay.
You'll take the coffee. We use about 1 tablespoon.
And that is caffeinated, right?
Yes,
I
caffeinated.
don't want the decaf. We're all the way caffeinated. All right, perfect.
You'll get a buzz from it.
Outstanding.
The interesting thing about this is if you just put this in there, what you're going to do is you're actually going to create air bubbles within the coffee itself, and it's not going to pool correctly at all.
Because there's a little bit, not to over talk you there, but I get excited. There's a little bit of an art to this in the sense that you don't just throw it all in there, stir it, you know, like a protein shake or something, and then go on down the road, because the decisions you make in the order you do this in now can greatly affect the outcome and the flavor, correct?
Yes, it does.
Outstanding.
Ooh, so
That's
sorry,
all right.
it's dripping. So this, as you can see, has the grates. If the coffee is just loosely in there, what it's going to do is the pool is going to come up with the water, and it's not going to settle correctly.
Okay.
How to do that is you'll take the tamper, and you'll tap around. Ooh, and it's okay if it spills. That's what's supposed to happen. And you're going to push it as hard as you can. The thing is that you can not push it hard enough, but you can't over push it.
I don't know. Have you seen me try to push stuff?
I mean,
I
you
might
can
just push it right through that
try.
counter. No, I'm just kidding. I skipped the gym yesterday. We're good. We're good.
Okay, well, it won't be broken today. You'll clip it in. It holds itself because there's gears in here.
Okay.
And whatever shot you'll have, you'll pull it. So 1 shot, 2 shot, and it's the same over there. Wow. Yeah, I had no idea there was so much art and so many instructions and directions to get this right. Yes,
so
sir.
so cold and caramel macchiato.
Caramel macchiatos.
So that's how I would order this. Come up and say I need a hot or a cold caramel macchiato.
Correct.
Macchiato. All right, which one should I try first? I'm doing it cold first, or you tell me.
I like the hot first
Okay, well,
and then do the cold.
In case it burns my mouth, I can come around. There you
Exactly.
go. All right, let's see. We'll try the hot one. Hot caramel macchiato first here. Wow. You know, I didn't think that caramel could trump the chocolate, but it's right there with it. Golly, and I still got a cold one to drink. Huh? Wow. You've done good at your craft, young lady.
Thank you.
Golly, that was good. God, I feel that little sugar rush coming on afterwards. I don't even like cold coffee, and this tastes good. Like if I had to pick my pick, I'd still, because I've tried to make it a way to make that masculine, the hot man coffee here, but this stuff's good too. Like I could actually drink this. You have done well, young lady. So basically, when they come through, order away, huh? And you can put it together. They can dream it, you can make it.
Yes, sir.
Outstanding. Well, young lady, you have done an exceptional job. This is delicious. The cold, the hot, she nailed it. I don't even know what else to say. This is delicious. Come get you some. You can take care of your breakfast. You can take care of all your lunch, dinner, all that. And you can get a hot cup of coffee or cold any time of the day. So this is pretty spectacular. Thank you. I enjoyed this a ton. I think I'm going to switch back here and go with my hot one because this, good stuff. Well done. Why don't we cut to a commercial real quick and we'll be right back with our interview.
Got a smile now because you're in the parking lot. Some people dread their teller line, but there's a better place to bank. Aren't you glad that you bank at First State Bank? We're so glad that you came to First State Bank. Be at the friendliest bank anywhere.
Thank you for calling the First State Bank, the friendliest bank anywhere. How may I help you today?
I started off as a math teacher in Houston. 3 years later, I found myself here in Victoria teaching high school math still, anything from algebra to calculus. My favorite thing teaching here at Sylvan would be the size. We get 1 to 3 students per session, and I think that's a good amount of students for teachers to have that one-on-one with students while still being able to teach and manage other students. That helps with the students' learning, the students' ability in showing that knowledge.
All right, guys, we are back. Young lady, first off, thank you so much. I've
Thank
had
you.
a ton of fun. This is it's been spectacular getting to kind of see behind the curtain and the way that all of this works. But for those 4 people in town that may not know who you are, please introduce yourself.
My name's Sara Vela, and I own Vela Farms.
So, Miss Sarah, how in the world did this all get started? I know there's a little story about some jelly that started way back when. Tell me about that, if you don't mind.
So it could be a long story, but we don't have that kind of time
Yes,
today.
ma'am.
So I'm going to shorten it down a little bit. We're originally farmers. That's what we did. We love the land. We love farming. We love everything involved in it. And we had a surplus of basically it started out with peppers, so I started making pepper jelly, and then we started selling pepper jelly, and then it just turned into this thing, and next thing I know, we have 30 flavors. We have hooked ourselves up with Lon Smith out of West Farms, and he encouraged us to go to the first Spring Fling, which was out at Devereaux in the day. In 2012 is when we started, April Fool's Day, because I thought it was funny. And then we just kind of grew from there. We opened up a little shop downtown. Our first shop was in the Barnes building, right across from the square. Did really well there, outgrew that, moved into the Subway building. You know, we did really well there. Huge community support for us. Moved into the Victoria Hardware building. Did well there again, outgrew that facility, and decided that it was time to make some changes in our business model to make our life a little bit easier. Restauranting is very hard, and so we got in contact with the Lager family. Actually, they came to us and said, "Hey, we have a new strip center going in on the north side of town. We think you guys would be a great fit." I love the Lager family. They're fantastic people. and we started talking about what we could do on this side of town, and it just happened. And so now we've kind of retired the restaurant part and concentrating more on the coffee, the bakery, and the grab-and-go meals.
Yes, ma'am. That's what was going to be my next question is, that's probably a pretty big move for you guys to go from all those different storefronts downtown to jumping over to the different side of town. How's that move gone?
The move has been fantastic. It took us a little bit longer than we all anticipated. There were supply chain issues. There's just a lot of issues with...
It's been a little weird out there lately, hasn't it?
The whole environment is just not what it used to be, but we worked through all of the problems, all of the challenges, and we ended up with this beautiful building, brand new building built for what we do and all of the equipment that we had, and we love it. It's made access to our products, to our company, to our store easier. We've got a drive-through now, which is fantastic.
That's what that was one of the first things I noticed when I pulled in was the drive-through. And for somebody like me that once I'm heading home or I've gotten in that truck, I don't want to get out again until I'm home, you know? And so something like this is spectacular because I can just pull through, grab, go.
Yep.
I never have to get out of my truck until I'm home.
Yep,
and so
definitely.
I noticed that as soon as it's a beautiful drive-through, and I noticed that as soon as I came in.
And it's an easy drive-through. We have a lot of elderly folks, like we talked about earlier. You can text us your order. You can order online. You can just stop at the window and say, hey, you know, I need X, Y, and Z, and we'll get it to you. I am a grandmother. I have 4 grandchildren. They're all in car seats. I don't like to get out if I don't have to.
I feel your pain. I only have 1.
So this makes it easier for moms to have a nice supper, grandparents to have a nice supper with the kiddos, and just the ease of coming through. Not to mention you can grab a cup of coffee, you can grab a pastry on your way to work, and you don't have to get out of the car.
And I really like, and I'm grateful to you for this, that I've got me some new coffee options over here, and I'm really excited about that. Where do you see the future of this going? What's in the plans for Vela Farms and the Vela family?
You know, honestly, God's leading that, and I'm not real sure what He's got in store for us. I just know that whatever it is, it's going to be much better than I can possibly put in my own imagination. You know, we love what we do. We love to be able to be an answer for a problem, an answer that helps make your life a little bit easier. I love to create new dishes. I love the research and development of products. I'm not real sure. We'll see.
Well, you know, if it's like all the other things you've done, I'm sure you'll prosper. And again, thank you. From the time I moved here and started trying to do things, you've always supported me. I appreciate your friendship. But more importantly, I appreciate what you do in the community. And you're serving and you're giving from the employees to just what you're trying to provide for a community. Thank you. It's appreciated.
I think it just takes all of us doing our part to make life a little bit easier on somebody else. And I'd like to think that, you know, I'm putting my best foot forward to help people, to make their lives a little bit easier. And it just makes me happy. I love to feed people, whether it's coffee or pastry or a casserole for supper. I just love the idea of being able to nurture that in a person.
Yes, ma'am. Well, you do very well. Your whole crew does. Thank you again for having us in, and thank you again from the community for all that you do.
My
Guys,
pleasure.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We've had a ton of fun. We got to learn all about the coffee. We got to see that spectacular kitchen. We got to eat a little bit. Y'all didn't see that, but it was good stuff. So make sure you come by here and support them. Check out the new location. Check out all of our sponsors and tell them thank you when you see them. Guys, we'll see you at the next one. much for tuning in to Meet Victoria with Caleb Shaw. If you haven't done so already, make sure you comment below, share the videos. Really helps the algorithms. Also, make sure you like the page, follow the page. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, if you want to be featured on Meet Victoria, shoot us a message. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, make sure you support our great sponsors. We could not do this without them, and we're grateful and blessed to have them. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we will see you at the next one.